This conference will now be
Okay,
recorded.
fine. So in the last class, we have seen like what exactly the VM is, what is VM and what is the functionality, and I have given some POCs as homework, right? So that is about VM, how it is a like messaging system, and it is like used for synchronous processing. It will not behave as synchronous, it will behave as asynchronous. Asynchronous in the sense it will not wait until the flow completes, just it jumps. That is what we have seen. Right? Let me share my screen. And in today's session, what we will try to see is we will try to normally we will try to explore few things on Raman. Okay, Raman. So what is the thing is like currently what we are doing. See, if we want to do any flows, if we want to do anything directly, what we are doing, we are just directly dragging and dropping listener. We are keeping the separator in the listener, and directly we are pushing a random data. So that random data in the sense, if it is like JSON or XML means XML. Somehow like whatever the required data, like blindly or bluntly, what should I say? So something like for learning purpose, whatever the things we require, just we are passing those values. So randomly, like roughly, we are we are passing it, right? So roughly we are passing and we are getting the response in the like whatever the format it is there, whatever the format is the expected. So I am saying like they are expecting in JSON, they are expecting in JSON, they are expecting in XML. So like that we are assuming and just we are doing our flows. So whatever the flows till now we have done, so like it is like assumption. There is no particular structure. We have not defined any particular structure. We have not defined any particular structure. As I like, I have done it, right? If you will take the example of banking application, I have done insert, update, delete. So all the operations I have done. But nowhere I have mentioned like, hey, my API will contain these operations. This is the input. This is the output. See, I will be for this flow for get method. I will be sending only ID, and my expected response format will be like these elements. It will return like that. I have written. I have nowhere dictated the flow. Right. I have nowhere dictated. So I am assuming I am doing it, but definitely I have not declared these things anywhere in the flow. Am I right? Roughly. So I am saying like, hey, insert operation we are doing, insert flow we are doing, update, delete flow we are doing, update flow we are doing. Just like, just we are dragging and dropping one flow activity and we are implementing that flow and we are seeing it. But in the real time, that will not be the case. So whatever till now we have done like dragging and dropping listener and everything, it is just for practice purpose. Okay. Real time is something different. First, in the real time, first we have to say, hey, I will be having get method, and get method will be doing, see, get method I have, post method I have, delete method I have, okay, update method I have, and for this get method, this is the input. Somewhere I have to give. This is my ID is the input, and my expected response is I have to get first name, I have to get last name, I have to get something like whatever the required format we are like expecting. That we have to give. See, this is my response body, this is my request body, and in the same way for post method. For post method also, I am sending some details. It has to post in the details in the sense like first name, last name, department, insertion. We know it. Post means it is nothing but insertion. So for insertion, whatever the data is required, that elements we will be giving. That example sample we have to declare. So during the requirements phase, whenever we are starting with any API, first we will observe, hey, what is this API? This API has, so by reading the technical specification, I will be understanding. Definitely, I will be understanding what is that, what they are expecting. So related to that requirement, if at all they are looking for get, post, delete methods, then I have to write a RAML. I have to write a RAML, and in this RAML, I will be clearly stating these many operations I will be creating in my project. This is the input. This is the expected output. So that first that template we have to write. The template we have to write. After writing the template, after So whatever those template we will be writing in Ramel language. Okay, in Ramel we will be writing it. I will write this template. This is the input. This is the output. If at all, if I am having any query param or URI param, even that also I will be declaring in the Ramel. I will be declaring the separator as well. So in the digital, what we are trying to do currently, what we are trying to do, just whatever we like. So whenever I am calling batch process, I'm just writing like slash batch. So even this slash batch also, I will be writing in the rammer. I will dictate in the rammer. Hey, these are all the inputs. This is my separator. This is my separator. This is the input. This is the output, expected output. If any restrictions, if I on ID, if I want to keep any restriction, I can keep it. It should be like integer only. Like that, even everything, like any, like my minor things, we will be keeping it on the rammer. After writing a rammer, so how the rammer looks like, you may get doubt. So how the rammer looks like. So rammer looks like this. I say I will be writing separately again. Again, we will be writing it. But how it looks, first we have to see like how it will be looking, right? So this is how a sample of Ramal. A sample of Ramal will be is this one. So this is my sample Ramal. See, Ramal first. I will be keeping which version of Ramal. So even 1.0 is there, 2.0 is also there. I will be declaring the version first, and I will give one title to this Ramal, and which version just I want to deploy. This is, see, slash flights is nothing but it is a separator. It is separator, and in this separator I am having get method, and that get method also I will be using query parameters. Okay, and destination is the required parameter. So in the destination I have to give only the destination values as SFO and AXA. So it is something related to flights API. Okay, in the flights API, I'm simply stating, see, this is my separator, this is my get method. In the get method, I will be getting the query parameter. That query parameter name also I am giving. Normally, what I will give question mark, DEST, till now what I have done, DGPT is equals to R, ID is equals to, like that I have written on the, on this postman. So even that also I am now here I am declaring, hey, I have a get method and it is using the query parameter. The query parameter name is destination, and this destination takes only these values. Other than these values, if we are getting, it has to throw an exception, and it is a required. It is a required field. If nothing, if empty is sending means it will not allow the request to process. And if I am giving this input, I should get the response in this way. I have to get 200 as a response, and body should be like JSON. If you are expecting like XML slash XML, you will be writing. And my expected response is this one. In this way, I will get. For example, if I want to search the flights which are going, the flights which I need for USA. Okay, USA flights from India to USA. I want to select the flight names. How many flights are there? So how many seats are available? What is the fare? All those stuff I want to see it. So depending upon like USA, USA related flights will come. That output should be always, it has to give only these parameters. ID it has to give, destination it has to give, price, where it is originating, what is the departure date. So like that array list I am expecting. So my response, this is a dummy. This is not the actual thing. Just a dummy. Just we are writing one template. The input should be like this. I have to get the output like this. We are writing the template. Okay. In the same fashion, I will be having one more method called post method, and it is something like post means we know like it is insertion. Insertion means, see, these things will be inserted. These things will be inserted into the database, or these things will be posted. So that structure should look like this. And as soon as I'm inserting, I have to get a response like the flight has been added. The flight has been added to the cart, or like that. Whenever a flight details are inserted, user should get the message like the response should be like 201 it has to get, and the response should be like flight added. In the same way, see, if I am giving slash uh, flower braces ID. This indicates I am using URI param. I am using URI param. If you observe URI param, see, I am separately using. It is not under slash flames. So it is something like 8081 slash. Directly I will be giving the ID value. if you want like under flights means again you can write it like this. Under flights you can write ID, but just for differentiation, just I'm telling the difference. So if I want to use any, see when you are getting the method, when you are getting your flight details, it is not only like query, it is not only like using query parameters. Even by using URI param, we can get it. So here this indicates like through URI param, like flight number 3 or flight number 4. If I'm giving that, it is just like train number. If I'm giving the train number, it has to display all the details of the train, right? In the same way. In the same way, flight. If I'm giving the flight number means that depend. If I'm giving one flight 100, so for 100, whatever the details that are having for 100th flight, it will be displaying it. And in the same way, delete operation. So that means what I'm trying to say here, long story short, everything we will be creating, don't worry, just I'm giving the heads up what exactly the RAGL is. Okay, so here in this, how many methods I have written? Fun method, 2, 3. After writing this RAML for 5 methods I have written. So first I will write this RAML and I will unit test this RAML. Okay, what I will be doing, first I will write the RAML. Whatever the requirement is there, first I will write that whole RAML. After writing the RAML, whether the syntactically, that means I have given the query parameter, URI, everything I have given. Syntactically, whether it is that RAML is working properly or not, I have to unit test it. So that I will unit test by mocking it. So that means this is unit test. Unit testing is nothing but mocking. Okay. And after unit testing, I will be publishing it to exchange. Publishing it to exchange means same like we have seen. See, publishing after writing this RAML, I will publish it to exchange. Publishing it to the exchange means, for example, say this is in my exchange. Here, there is an exchange. This is the exchange. Okay. If I am clicking on this exchange, see in the learners zone, I don't have any assets, right? I don't have anything. If I click on searching for assets, see all assets. So whatever it is provided by MuleSoft, it will be available. So if I click on provided by MuleSoft, those will be available. If I click on learners zone, nothing will be there. See, provided by MuleSoft means these are all the assets. These are all the characters. These are all the reusable components. But if I click on the learners zone, I don't have any, I have not created any reusable thing, right? I have not yet created anything. So if I write this RAML and if I publish it now, it will comes under this learners zone as a asset. As it is private to us, nobody will access it. We alone we will be seeing it. So that we have to publish it, and then you after publishing it to exchange, then we will be creating. We will bring all these 3 things we will be doing in the Anypoint Studio, Anypoint platform. Okay, in the Anypoint platform, we will be doing this stuff. Anypoint platform we will be doing. From 4th step, we will be doing in the studio. Okay, and this 4th step is like whatever the RAML we have created, whatever we have published it to exchange, using that assert, we will create our flows. Assert, we will create our flows. That means we are doing reverse engineering. We are writing a RAML, and by using RAML, we are trying to create the flows. So if I import this RAML into my studio, means what happens is like whatever the methods we have written in the RAML, with that methods, automatically the flows will be created. We will not create actually. Automatically using that assert, we will create the flows, but here not we will, it automatically. It creates automatically. That I will showcase. Automatically it creates the flows, and then we will implement the actual logic. Actual logic we will implement. Why we are doing this much stuff? You may get doubt. Actual logic in the sense, see, till now we have written a rough diagram. See, the input looks like this, the output looks like this. But original implementation, we have to hit some target system. We have to get all these details. All these details we have to get. We have to hit the target system. We have to get the details, and whatever the response we are getting after transformation, that we are taking it as a template. So, but this is dummy data. So always if I give 10 or 100, if I am trying to get the details of, for example, 500th record. In the RAML, actually in the RAML, I have not given any 500. This is something like statistical data, just example data I have given. But the real 500 data, from where I should get, it has to hit the target system, and it has to get the details. We will be transforming it and we will be sending it. Right? So actual logic implementation we have to do here. Actual logic implementation we have to perform, and then we will be deploying it to runtime manager. You may get doubt. Hey, why we are doing all this stuff? See, in the Anypoint Studio when we are doing, I am not securing anywhere. If you keenly observe, there is no security. Just I am writing. I have deployed to my local server. I have unit testing it. That's all. But whereas coming to the real time, when you are creating whatever the URL we are using from here, whatever the URL we are getting here, that URL you will be given to either source system or target system. When they are hitting this URL, what should happen is like it should secure. We have to give username and password. We have to secure this URL and we have to give it. So when we are deploying it to Anypoint Studio, that security will not be under our control. We cannot do any security. Just blindly and blankly, just I am giving and I'm just sending it. I'm getting the details. But in real time, that will not work, right? So whatever the URL we are giving to them, it should be secured. Secured in the sense we have to apply some policies. We have to apply some security on the top of this URL. So for applying that security on the top of the top of the URL which we got, that we can perform only if we write RAMLs, if we will push it, and if we deploy it to the runtime manager. That accessibility, that security things we can apply to the URL only when it is published to the exchange and manager. Then only we can able to do it. Otherwise, no. Okay. First, we will be pushing it to the runtime manager. Till here also policies I have not applied. After pushing to the runtime manager, I will get some URL. One actual URL I will be getting. Actual URL, one URL I will get. That URL also something looks like HTTP. Okay, some cloud, as I am deploying to the runtime manager, means it will be like something cloud. That URL it will come cloud.us. Some URL I will be getting. Okay, some URL I will get along with my separator. Okay, whatever separator I have given in the files, that separator, like our IP address will change. Why? Because I have deployed to manager. So Anypoint platforms, Anypoint MuleSoft guys URL will be appended in place of hostname and postname. We don't need to worry on that. So something like I'm getting I am getting this URL. If I give this URL directly to source system, means that is not proper. We can give it, but without security. Whatever the URL we are giving, that is without security. I want to apply a very high security to this URL. So my requirement is like I have to give some dummy URL. That dummy URL, after invocation, it has to go to the actual URL. Okay, so assume like this is actual URL. Okay, so now what I want to do, I will apply some policies. Okay, after applying some policies, some credentials I will apply policies. Apply policies. So there will be different kinds of policies. User Your basic authentication will be there. Otherwise, some encryption you want to do, decryption you want to do. At RAML 5 methods we are writing. Only like few methods only you want to apply some security. So whatever you want to, you can do. Whatever the security you want to apply, you can apply those security. After applying the security, what happens is like I will get one more dummy URL. For example, def.com. So this def.com will be holding the actual URL. That means one dummy URL, after applying the policies, I will get one dummy URL. This URL I will be giving it to the source system. So that what happens, nobody can steal our information. So on browser, on Google Chrome or on browser, this dfg.com will appear. The actual URL we will not be seeing on the browser. On the URLs we will not at all see. So this will be wrapped under this dummy URL. For creating this dummy URL itself, like for getting the dummy URL, we have to apply policies. That is what the link is. Okay, and this URL we will be giving it to the source system, so that we are in that way we are securing our URL. We are providing security to the actual URL. We will be providing some dummy one which got generated. That the dummy one will be dummy one's responsibility to connect it to the actual URL and to get the details. Okay, so this is how we will be giving these 7 steps we need to perform. Okay, so normally without using RAML, without pushing it to exchange, these policies and everything we cannot apply. Okay, so you may get doubt, hey, I can create the flow here and I can deploy it to the cloud server. Yeah, you can do it. You will get one actual URL only you will get, and that URL you can give it to the source system. Even that is not like, I'm not saying like it is wrong. We can do that, but always like middleware, we should not, that is not the right approach. We have to secure it so that nobody can steal our information. Okay, I think the concept is clear now. So now we have to start step by step, where we have to write this problem. That is the first question. In the endpoint platform only we have to write, but yeah, let me go here. In endpoint platform only we will be writing it. Go to design center. My agenda is flights related information. I want to get it. Okay, see here API projects or anything. See, filter by project. You can create. If you click on create, you can see fragment specification. Okay, see, you can see new API specification. New fragment. Fragment means a piece of RAM. If it is like reusable RAM means we will be going with fragment. But the whole specification I want to write. I want to write 5 methods. Inside that 5 methods, which data it contains, I want to check it. So you want to go with whole API. Now let me flights info API. Just I'm keeping like flights info API. Okay, see RAML, if you see different versions are there, 0.8. Okay, instead of RAML, some other language OAS is also there. Some clients will be writing on OAS terminology. Most of the time we will be going with RAML only. That to latest version only we will be going it. Now create API. If you click on create API, the dummy project will be created. Let it create. if you see it, automatically the Ramal version came. The title it was there. So whenever you are clicking on enter, see it will be given. See, it is suggesting, hey, what you want to use. You want to use version that palette it is displaying, right? Palette it is displaying by seeing this palette, whatever is required for us, that we will be clicking. So I want, see, version, this is Ramal version. That is fine. Title is already given, that is also fine. Now I want to give some version to this API. So I don't want others. I tried stripes, I'm not version I want to use. Just click on that, it will automatically, it comes up. Now you can give like v1 v1.0 or some version you want to give it. Now you have to think in your requirement what all the things are there. So get method you want to write first thing is separator. As soon as in the studio also, what we are doing in the studio also, like we are dragging and dropping that listener and that separator, we are keeping it, right? So first is separator flights. See, if I'm giving that only flights, the red mark it is appearing. So that is not the right thing. Just to give some space, colon you have to give. Then it goes automatically. Okay. Then it goes, see, it is giving some error. After some time, it has recognized. So colon is something, colon definitely it is syntactical error. Definitely, if you are not giving, it gives an error. Okay. See here also, if it is there, see, colon we have given. And after giving the colon, what is the method? And if you are sending like input, what kind of input you are trying to send for this method? All those details we have to fill. So first is flights, and inside flights, if you click on enter, it is taking precedent in the sense tab space. Immediately below slash it is not coming. If you observe the screen, it is immediately like a slash flight, it is not coming, it is taking some tab space and it is going. This thing we will be calling it as precedent. That means tab space it is giving. So in this tab space, okay, after keeping a separator, what thing you want to keep? You want to keep some display name, you want to keep some description of this separator, or what you want to what you want to place. So I want to place like get method, that is fine. In the get method, what is the input now? See, automatically that niche wala, that this panel is populated automatically. Again, it is taken one more tab space and it is asking. So in the get method, what you want to send? That means indirectly we have to fill the input and output details. Okay. So after get method, what you are thinking? I want to use query parameters. I want to use query parameters, right? So query string is there, response is there. See, if you see here, query parameters, they are giving query parameters. After giving query parameters, the shelf was empty. That means query parameter you have given. What name you want to? It is a customized thing, right? It is a customized thing. Customized thing in the sense name you have to give. After you give that name, then only it populates. So it is nothing but after question mark, whatever the value we will give that thing. That indicates that. Destination I have given. Now it is taking some time. See, destination I have taken. It is asking whether this destination is a required field or it is an optional field. The meaning is that. So whether if it is like required, you will keep required. If it is like enough, you will be keeping enough. So first I want to keep a restriction. Hey, destination. See, without giving the destination, which flights it will give, which flights it will display. So that is not the right thing. Destination definitely we have to give. So I feel like it is a mandatory. So what I am trying to keep is destination is the required field, required query parameter. Okay. So now this destination is a string type, or you want to use it as, okay, required true or false, we have to select the required true. Okay. And then
What was the
This
meaning
state.
of default? Like if we give value as default, what will it do?
Default value you have to give. See, in the what you are doing in the transformation, default value, if
Okay.
ID is not coming means default 0 you are keeping, na? So
Okay.
default in that way, if default thing you can keep like USA or LAX, something.
And
It should not be like empty.
then it had that option of, I think, description or message something. Uh,
Yes. See,
should we always give that?
yes, we can give the description as well. So in all the methods, I have covered maximum thing. So in get method, like only this I have covered. If you see like description, display name I have used here. So like that, display name in the sense it displays. Slowly we will go.
Okay.
Okay. Required true. Why it is die? Give space. Otherwise, sometimes it will die for space. This is really ridiculous. Ramal is even a single space if you give it. It scrolls. I have given see. Here I have given space. Here I have given space. Then it went off. And next, so it is a required field. I have given like it is a required. So minimum length, maximum length, if you want to mention like three characters, you can use it. See, this should come. This you will understand which one to use. That comes only with your requirement. In my requirement, what I'm doing, this is enum means the what drop down box. It is a kind of drop down. Either it should be like whatever the values I'm giving in enum, any one of them you have to select for searching engine, Google engine. So enum is like okay, these are valid destinations. Other than these destinations, if you are keeping your own thing, it will not work, it will not search. So enum is kind like list of values we can say. Okay, so that is the reason just I keep like enum. So in the either in square brackets we can keep or hyphen hyphen we can give. Anything is fine. So next again you can copy paste it like this. You can use or like square brackets also you can use. No harm in that. Instead of SFO I will be using LAX. Okay. Next USA. Okay. This is about input. This is about for this get method. It is a query parameter. First, this is the separator. First, we have to whatever we are giving in HTTP listener. This is the separator. This is the get method. For get method, I am using destination as a query parameter, and it is a required field, and it takes only these values. Input I have completed. For this get method, what is the response corresponding to this get method only? You have to check the shelf. Okay. For this get method, now response we have to handle. If I am giving this destination, I am searching with some response I will be expecting, right? So here if you see response, it is not coming. Have you observed? Response, it is not there. URI parameter secure. That means my somewhere my thing is wrong. Try to give tab space. Tab space. It moves front. Now I am getting body. Actually when I kept it get, it has not came. The responses did not came. See if I click on here. If I am clicking on here, have you observed any responses? No, right? So for this input, what response I will put is that the methods it is there, documents it is there, types and tries it is there, secured by is there, URI parameters it is there. But there is no like body. So what response we are expecting, that is not there. So our mind has to identify, hey, whatever the palette it is displaying below, these things I does not require. I require some body where I will get that. It should revolve in your mind and try to give some tab space. After giving the tab space, you can observe. See, for this query parameter input, my response is body first response, and then status, and then body, right? What response I should get? Here it is response. For this input, my response should be these responses I have to get. Getting a response in the sense, as soon as I'm getting the response here, what it is displaying 200 status code, right? So as per my requirement, I need some other standard, some other number. For example, 201 in the in your TS it is there. Try to choose that 201. Okay, after choosing it, then body. So the response will be this, and the body will be either JSON or XML. What they are expecting, that you have to select. Okay, whatever the response I'm getting, the response should be of JSON kind. And now the response example I am giving, example or examples. If you are giving more examples, you will be using. If you are giving only one example, you will be giving. So this is the example. So I am expecting this array kind of stuff. That only I am displaying. Example, right? Example, this array list I will be getting. If at all I am searching with USA, only USA flights has to display. So just one dummy example I am giving, like, hey, I need to get this response. I'm saying that. Okay, let me give the tab space so that it will be like clear. Yeah, ID, destination. This is first record, second record. So I'm expecting this output. So this is for one method. For one method, I have done. Okay, one method I have done. Give me a second, please. Okay, so I have written this method. If you keenly observe, see, side at flights it is getting, get method it is there, right? So whatever here I am writing, if you observe, side like side it is displaying, and whatever the errors that are there in that ramal, it is trying to indicate at bottom. Till now no errors were there in this ramal. So whatever we are writing, it is accepting, right? So whether it is working or not, I want to test. Hey, I am writing, I'm just writing. I want to unit test it. How I need to unit test? That we will see. Here one tire symbol is there, na? One gear symbol. Click on that gear symbol. So you are using mocking. Just click on mock. Okay? Click on mock. And then go to this documentation. Okay? So in this documentation, if you click on documentation, here it is appearing. Now you try to click on get method. After get method, try it. See, automatically, if you see it's right, see, it is showing. It is like dummy URL. It is just like unit testing. How we are unit testing in our studio. We are giving some local host and we are trying to test it from the Postman. So here we are keeping our own whatever the in HTTP listener we are configuring, that thing we are applying it and we are testing it. But in the platform there is no local host, nothing. So I am trying to utilize platform features. So this is something like, it is just like creating URL. Long story short, if you go at end, it will be like dummy URL it creates. That's all. See, it creates. This is all. This is like Anypoint Studio, Anypoint platform generated URL. But at last you are trying to see that flights, right? You are trying to see that flights. If you see destination question mark automatically appended. Why it is appended? It is appended because I have used query parameters, and separator I have used as flights. So automatically flights, and this is get method which I have written here. That get method it has automatically taken. And what I have mentioned, that destination should be enum. Enum is nothing but drop down box. If you click on drop down, say this is the drop down. So you can unit test here. So if I click on USA and if I click on send, so whatever the response here I have given, that response it has to come. Yes, it is coming. So I'm just unit testing what I have written. The actual logic was not yet implemented. See, these details I'm not getting like by connecting to the target system, and I'm not getting these details from the actual logic implementation. I have not yet implemented that. Just I am writing one template. Hey, my input looks like this. My output looks like this. The input restrictions are these are the restrictions. It is a query parameter. This is a separator. Just I am giving that template. That's all. Actual logic I have not implemented. I'm searching with USA, but only USA I'm getting only USA. No, right? Whatever here I have given, see 201 status I have given, the 201 status it is coming. So just I'm verifying I'm just verifying my ramal which was written. I have to write the template, very big templates we need to write in the real time. Four methods or six methods it will be there. So the each and every method we have to check it whether whatever we have written is correct or wrong. Otherwise it becomes very difficult like identifying the issue later on. So every method, if you after writing every method, just test it. That's all. Mark it and test it. So whatever till now I have written, it is fine. So this is the completion of this method. Okay, fine. This is one dummy thing I have written, and this looks like good. And later on I will go to another method as per my requirement. As per my requirement in the technical spec, I need another method. I want to write another method which is nothing but post method. Okay, so again post method where you have to write. So just come back where your panel is giving that post method, you have to. So what is my thing is right under flights separator I want to write two methods. If you keenly observe here, see the dotted line. See under flights get method is there. At the same level post method also I have declared, and this URI param is not under flights. Okay, not under flights, it is like outside of flights. So when I write this method, the flights will not come as a separator. Just after URL slash, if you are giving any ID number, it will take. So in that way also we can write. That is what I want to indicate, so I have written it. So fine, that's fine. Let's go. Let's create in the same way post method. So exactly at post method under flights I want to keep flights method. After flights method, just click on that post method. Again we have to think in the post what you want to post means we have to send the data. Sending the data means how it should look like, right? So in this case I want to display adding a flight details. Just I want to give some description, right? Display name. If you want to describe description also, yeah, display name is add flight. If you see the documentation again here, it will add flight. If you want to describe anything, you can describe it. This, click on enter. See, it takes some time. No worries. So description also you want to give. Okay. This API is for posting flight details. Just you want to give some description. And then, so how your input looks like in post method, that you want to give body. As soon as if you are giving body, you have to give the example. Oh, description is came under this one, huh? Let me check once again. Okay, see here it is showing description. Okay, let me somehow some error occurred previously, so I am writing again. After this, click on enter. Check the panel. Body. I am clicking on body. In the body now, in the body, what kind of message you are posting? JSON message. Okay. So in the post one here we are selecting now. In the raw data we are selecting whether it is JSON or whether it is something we are testing. Right. JSON. After JSON, giving example, it is your responsibility to give what in what way you are trying to access it, right? In what way you want to post it. These examples nobody in the palette you will not see it. Hey, are you guys able to hear my voice?
Now we can hear you. You was mute for like a minute.
Minute, yeah. I observed that. Net got disconnected, so I thought like something has happened. Okay. It is nothing. So in the example, so whenever you are giving example, it is your responsibility in which structure you want to give the input. Okay, in this structure I want to post it as per my requirement in my technical spec. This is was the one which is there, so I am pasting it. Okay, so now example. Okay, this is my input. Now after giving this input I am expecting definitely response, right? I am expecting response, and that response is corresponding to your body. That means input body corresponding to that input body, your response should be there. At here only you will see that responses as well. You don't need to confuse. You may get doubt, hey, where I need to keep, how I will get. If you see like back, the body will not appear at any other place other than corresponding to body. So you don't need to worry on that. We can identify easily. Responses. That response is of which type, 200, which code you want. That code also we can mention it. Success codes we are representing as 201. This is client's requirement. That is what the client's requirement is. So according to him, like 201 only we are selecting. See, he wants like 201. So that only we are selecting. Okay. Example message, flight added successfully, like that I need to add. I need to get the message. Okay. Responses, body, example. We have to see. After, as soon as you are giving your example, automatically that example it expects. Okay, body, what type you want? Type we have missed, so that is the reason it is throwing an exception. JSON I have to mention, otherwise it will not understand. See, after giving that it went off. So we should be very careful while writing our RAML. This fellow is not like a easy fellow. What happened? After JSON, it should be some tab space here. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me check the precedence perfectly. Enter. Now the precedence was clear. See, now it is clear. So sometimes it irritates a lot, but we have to very intelligently we have to behave. Okay. So this is again one more method I have written. So I want to check whether this is also properly working or not. Immediately, see already mocking is on, so we don't need to worry. Already I have mocked it one. We'll go to documentation. Okay, go to documentation 3 lines. Here you will see under flights you have two methods: get method, post method. Am I correct? Get method, post method is there. See, at beside display name is something like it at beside it displays. So let me click on post method. Let me try on it. Okay. So if you see at last, see flights is there. This is not a query parameter, only flights. Still flights only we are getting. Why? Because in the input we have not mentioned any query parameter, right? We have given some sample. That sample it came. If I am selecting these flights details to add means we will get the response which I have configured statistically. Okay. So each and every operation, how many operations are there in our requirement? We have to identify. We have to write them. Write them. First we have to write the template and then we can create the flows. Till last classes what we have done, we have not created any rambles directly. We are like starting from the listener, we are doing it. But this is some reverse engineering. I am writing the template now and later on I will create the flows using this ramble. Okay. And 3 more methods are there. What I'll try to do, you guys will be, let me keep it in the chat if I can. I don't know whether this was message it will come to you or not. I'm pasting. I'll try to send. Tell me if you are able to see that message. That ramal just I'm giving you.
Yes, we can see
Copy
it.
paste. Yeah, copy paste somewhere so that while you are practicing, you will not face any issue. Copy paste that you. Why? Because 2 methods I have written. 3 more methods are there. So in the same way, now URI I want to use. URI. So that URI under flights I don't want to use under flights. As soon as after any URL directly I want to place my flight number. So in that case you can keep in this way. So if under flights you want to keep means just take one tab space and keep hash ID. Even that works. Small ID. Okay. This is URI. What do you say? URI param. Okay. It is showing error. Why it is showing error? It is corresponding to flights only na. Corresponding to flights. Again a get method I want. That as soon as I'm using a get method, I have to use response. Right? If I'm giving any ID value in URI param, if I am giving 100, I should get the response immediately. Right? I will be giving through browser, I will be giving /100th flight. So here I am declaring this is my input. This is my input. Now what response I should get? This is the response I'm looking for. Okay. So practice it. Otherwise you will not understand. If you just listening means it will be like boring and not understanding kind of stuff. If you start creating in designer, then only you will understand. So 201, 200. For this one they want 200. Okay. I'm selecting C. 200 I have selected. And then body automatically. Whenever you select the status, immediately body we have to, it comes under practice. Which one after which one we have to select, that comes seriously with practice only. If you write 3 or more APIs, automatically your hand will go there only, body. After selecting body, what kind of body you are expecting? JSON body I'm expecting. After JSON, automatically example I have to place, right? That is coming. That I mean, to some extent we are able to understand. This is one method under URI param. Under URI param, this is first method, and under that URI param, delete method I want to. So if you want to delete any flight, 100th flight or 200th flight, if someone wants to delete that file, that delete one I am thinking. Just you want to update some flight details, update method I am writing. So just I will copy paste for now. But when you are trying to do, try to do. By tomorrow you will try to practice. Otherwise you'll not get. I'm just putting it. Okay. Oh, it is showing errors. No, it is not showing. So total 5 methods now. If we see, go to documentation. See, first 2 methods are under flight separator. Last 3 methods are under URI. You are able to see it. See. Hey, some error it is showing here. What is the error?
Wait,
Some space it is showing.
that URI param won't be under flights?
Under flights, no. Flight separator will not be there. When when I test now, then you'll understand it. I'll try to give. When I'm testing I will showcase.
And also, can you try to copy paste again in the chat? The one you already posted have no indentation, so it's gonna be a pain.
No indentation? No, with
Yeah, it's
indentation only.
no,
Go to Notepad++.
the one you already pasted in the chat. If you can paste from the design studio, I think then design center.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I got it, your point. So somewhere some error it is showcasing. What is this error? Example put method. Okay. My delete method. Okay, my put method is corresponding to delete. Then it will work. Yes. Now, see, one indentation I have missed, so it is showing an error. So corresponding to delete put method. So and get method. So under URI, this URI param, these 3 we have done. Okay, let me copy paste. Control A, Control C, and I will give you. Okay, again I am pasting. Check now everything is there. Yes.
Yeah, somehow
No
the
worries.
chat, yeah, just ignore it. We have to
No.
do it.
No. What you can do is one good thing. See, what after? See, if you are giving get after get, what you have to use responses. You will get that in your mind. Just check the palette. Okay.
Yeah.
At least that information it will give, na.
Yeah.
At least next it will not fail. That is what I'm trying to say. You will have some
Yes.
reference to look. Okay, so this is what RAML is. Now we can unit test here. See, if I want to, these 2 I have already tested. Now get method, try it. See, it is ID. ID is required field. If I am giving 100, it is what I have said. I said like URI param, right? See, 100 here I am adding. Observe the URL at the end. See, flights it is not coming directly after URL 100 you could see. Why? Because my RAML does not, my RAML was not written under flights for this URI param. Am I right?
Yes.
So that is the difference. So whatever you will write in your RAML, that only it gives. That is what I am trying to say. Now send it 100th URL. So whatever the junk data I have given for that 100, and I have given the status as 200, that only it is coming. And next one, which one you want to test? You want to test like delete one. For delete one, No, for delete one also like 300 I want to delete. Okay. Now I'm sending the message. So it displays message flight deleted. Why? Because for delete what it is just that ID I will it comes under it is under URI param. So automatically this is the input. This is the input for all these three operations: get operations, delete operation, and put operation. Right? ID is the only one input. Okay. So if I give that ID, it will delete. If I give this ID, it will update. Right?
Madam, could you
You
please
understand?
update anyone?
Mm-hmm.
Could you please update how to update it?
Okay. Okay. So method, it is just to put method. Okay. So I want to update 900 thing. Just send it. So you will get a message. You will get a message like this, whatever the updated. See, this is junk data. That is what I'm trying to say. Whatever we have written in the RAML, that RAML is response is dummy only, dummy response only. That actual modification, what we have to modify, that we will be writing in the studio. Okay, this ramal is only template. This will be like this: input looks like this, output looks like this. Just we have written it. Actual logic we have not yet implemented. After taking the flows, into studio, see, only first two steps we have done. After publishing it and after taking to the studio, then the actual implementation we have to do. Actual logic implementation. Then the real instead of that example data, real data we will get. Step by step we will do, na, then you'll understand. First these steps only: writing a ramble and unit testing. Till here just try to do it, and from tomorrow, like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, we will be doing. Okay, is that fine? I guess I think it's high time. Yeah, are you guys okay? Just do a practice for a while. Okay.
Madam,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
మేడం
please.
నాకు బల్క్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తుంటే బైనరీ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది మేడం అరేస్.
Binary error. Why so? Bulk insert, it should happen. It is just like insert only, na? Why you are getting that type of error?
ఐ డోంట్ నో మేడం.
Okay, we'll check. No problem. Others can leave. Okay. I'm stopping the recording. Session was completed. Others can leave. Okay. Tomorrow the same time.
Was there any class yesterday?
No. Yesterday was festival actually. No
Oh,
class.
okay. I think
Okay. Today only.
September 14th video is not uploaded, maybe. I
Okay.
think it's there. Oh,
Saturday
yesterday. Hmm.
it's there. Yeah. Saturday's
Yeah.
video will be there. That is the last class. And today is like yesterday it was festival, right? So we have taken a break.
September 3rd, 14th was last class, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
For Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, whatever the date is, that Saturday. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Everybody can leave. No problem.